Hello everyone, and welcome back to Ly Tu Tien Review. We're sending you all our warmest wishes for health, happiness, and prosperity today. Thank you so much for joining us once again on this incredible journey through Jack and Tu Tien's beautiful life together. Today's episode is going to fill your heart with so much joy and inspiration. Have you ever wondered what it takes to transform barren land into a thriving paradise? Have you ever dreamed of growing your own food and experiencing the pure satisfaction of harvesting what you've planted with your own hands? And what if we told you that Jack and Tu Tien are about to show you the most abundant, most colorful, most spectacular harvest you've ever seen? Get ready to witness something truly magical. A farm that explodes with life, color, and productivity beyond imagination. We're talking about tomatoes so red they look like rubies, pumpkins so big they could win prizes, potatoes golden as treasure, and corn so sweet it tastes like candy. This isn't just about vegetables. This is about dreams taking root, love growing strong, and the incredible rewards that come from hard work and dedication. So hit that like button right now, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications because you absolutely don't want to miss this amazing transformation. Let's begin. After successfully completing the beautiful renovation of their front courtyard, Jack stood at the edge of their property one morning and realized something important. They had so much more potential, so much more space, so much more they could create together. Beyond their current farm, there stretched an additional 2,000 square meters of land that had been sitting unused, waiting for someone with vision and determination to bring it to life. Tu Tien, come look at this with me. Jack called out one sunny afternoon, gesturing toward the empty field. Tu Tien walked over, shading her eyes from the bright sun, curious about what had captured his attention. What do you see when you look at this land? He asked her. Tu Tien tilted her head, studying the barren ground covered in wild grass and scattered rocks. I see potential, she answered tentatively. I see a lot of work, she added with a laugh. Jack's eyes sparkled with excitement as he pulled out his phone and showed her photos he'd been collecting. Images of thriving vegetable gardens, abundant harvests, and productive farms. I see our future, he said passionately. I see rows of tomatoes so heavy with fruit that we'll need to support them. I see pumpkins the size of watermelons. I see corn stalks taller than me. I see us creating something that not only feeds us, but feeds our community, feeds our dreams. His enthusiasm was infectious, and Tu Tien felt her own excitement building. Okay, she said, squeezing his hand. Let's do it. Let's build something amazing together. The very next day, Jack called in professional excavators and earth-moving equipment. The sound of machinery filled the air as heavy equipment began transforming the wild, uneven terrain into workable farmland. Massive tractors with powerful plows tore through the compacted earth, turning over soil that hadn't been cultivated in decades. Jack worked alongside the operators, directing them with precision, ensuring every section was properly prepared. While the heavy machinery did its work, Tu Tien threw herself into research with characteristic dedication. She spent hours every evening poring over agricultural books, watching instructional videos, and connecting with organic farming experts online. She learned about crop rotation, companion planting, soil pH levels, and natural pest management. She filled notebooks with detailed plans, sketches, and calculations. Together they developed a comprehensive master plan. Section A would be dedicated to nightshade vegetables, tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants, which loved the full sun exposure that area received. Section B would house their squash family, pumpkins, and various types of gourds that needed plenty of room to sprawl. Section C would be for root vegetables, primarily potatoes and sweet potatoes, which would thrive in the slightly sandier soil composition there. Section D would feature rows and rows of corn, creating a golden sea when harvest time came. And Section E would be reserved for leafy greens and herbs that preferred partial shade. But Tu Tien's vision extended beyond just vegetables. "We need beauty too," she insisted. "We need flowers to attract pollinators, to bring color, to feed our souls while the vegetables feed our bodies." So around the perimeter of each section, they planned to plant sunflowers that would turn their faces toward the sun, Salem flowers that would perfume the air with sweetness, and cheerful chrysanthemums that would add splashes of color throughout the growing season. Jack invested significantly in infrastructure that would make their work sustainable and efficient. He installed an automated irrigation system with timers and sensors that could deliver precisely the right amount of water to each section based on soil moisture levels and weather conditions. He purchased quality equipment, a small tractor for cultivation, a mechanical seeder for consistent planting depth, and proper tools for every task. Tu Tien took charge of sourcing the seeds and seedlings, and she approached this responsibility with meticulous care. She didn't just order from the first supplier she found. Instead, she web-searched seed companies, read reviews, compared varieties, and ultimately selected seeds known for productivity, disease resistance, and exceptional flavor. She chose heirloom tomato varieties that would produce fruit in shades of red, yellow, and even purple. She selected pumpkin seeds that promised enormous yields. She found potato varieties known for their golden flesh and buttery flavor. The soil preparation phase was exhausting, but essential. They had truckloads of organic compost delivered and spent days spreading it across the entire area. Jack used a mechanical tiller to work the compost deep into the soil, while Tu Tien followed behind, testing pH levels and adding amendments where needed. Her hands developed blisters that burst and reformed into calluses. Her back ached from hours of bending and lifting, but she never complained. In fact, she seemed energized by the physical work, by the feeling of soil under her fingernails, by the sun warming her shoulders. Jack worked just as hard, refusing to let Tu Tien carry the burden alone. When she struggled with a heavy bag of fertilizer, he was there to help lift it. When the sun beat down mercilessly, he made sure they both stopped regularly for water and rest. When discouragement threatened because the work seemed endless, he reminded her of their vision, of the abundance they were creating. Finally, after 3 weeks of intensive preparation, everything was ready. The soil was dark, rich, and perfectly textured, not too dense, not too loose. The irrigation lines were tested and functioning perfectly. The rows were marked straight and true. All that remained was the actual planting. On the designated planting day, Jack and Tu Tien stood at the edge of their prepared land, with boxes of seeds and flats of seedlings surrounding them. Tu Tien clasped her hands together and closed her eyes for a moment. "Please let our crops grow strong and healthy," she whispered, sending a prayer to whatever forces govern growth and abundance. Jack put his arm around her and added his own silent wish for success. Then together, they began planting, dropping seeds into carefully spaced holes, covering them gently with soil, and watering them with hope and determination. From the moment the first seeds went into the ground, Tu Tien became utterly devoted to the farm in a way that both touched and amused Jack. Every single morning, without fail, she woke up before sunrise and walked out to the fields with her flashlight to check on their crops. She would kneel between the rows, her fingers gently touching the soil, feeling for moisture levels, looking for any signs of disturbance or problems that might have developed overnight. Jack, who frequently had to travel for business meetings in the city, couldn't always be there physically, but he found a solution that kept him connected. He installed several high-quality cameras throughout the farm with night vision and zoom capabilities. Whenever he was away, he would pull out his phone during breaks in meetings and watch Tu Tien moving through the fields, tending to their dreams. Sometimes he'd call her just to hear the excitement in her voice as she reported on the progress. The first week after planting felt like it lasted forever. Every morning, Tu Tien would rush out to the fields hoping to see something, anything, breaking through the soil. And then it happened. On day 8, she discovered the first tiny green sprouts pushing their way up toward the light. She actually squealed with joy, immediately calling Jack even though it was only 6 in the morning. The seeds are sprouting. They're really growing." Her voice was so full of pure delight that Jack couldn't help but laugh. "I'm getting in the car right now," he told her. "I'll be home in an hour. Don't celebrate without me." And true to his word, he drove straight home from the city, arriving just as the sun was fully rising. Together they knelt in the dirt, examining those first precious sprouts as if they were made of gold. Jack pulled out his phone and took dozens of photos, documenting this milestone moment in their farming journey. Weeks 2 through 4 brought exponential growth that amazed them both. The tiny sprouts transformed into recognizable seedlings, then into actual small plants with distinct characteristics. Tu Tien walked the rows every day with military precision, pulling out competing weeds by hand, carefully loosening the soil around each plant's base to ensure good root development, and applying organic fertilizer according to the strict schedule she'd created. Jack built sturdy wooden trellises for the tomatoes, hammering posts deep into the ground and stringing strong wire between them at precise intervals. As the tomato plants grew taller and developed climbing tendrils, he gently tied them to the supports using soft cloth strips that wouldn't damage the stems. It was tedious, meticulous work, but he knew it would pay off when the plants were heavy with fruit. But farming isn't just sunshine and growth. It's also problem solving and pest management. Around week 5, Tu Tien discovered aphids on some of the pepper plants. Her heart sank when she saw the tiny insects clustering on the tender new leaves. She refused to use harsh chemical pesticides, so she immediately began researching organic solutions. That night, she stayed up past midnight reading articles and watching videos, taking detailed notes on biological control methods. The next morning, she prepared a spray solution using neem oil, soap, and water, then methodically treated every affected plant. She also ordered beneficial insects, ladybugs and lacewings, that would prey on the aphids naturally. For the next week, she monitored those plants twice daily, and slowly but surely, the pest problem came under control. Her diligence and research had saved the crop. As the second month arrived, the farm transformed into something truly spectacular. The tomato plants burst into bloom with hundreds of small yellow flowers that attracted bees and butterflies. The pumpkin vines spread across their designated section, producing enormous yellow-orange flowers that seemed to glow in the sunlight. The corn stalks shot upward with remarkable speed, developing purple-tinted tassels at their tops. Even the potato plants, which kept their treasures hidden underground, showed their health through lush green foliage. Jack and Tu Tien developed an evening ritual during this phase. Every day as the sun began to set, they would walk slowly through the entire farm together, hand in hand, examining each section, discussing observations, and simply enjoying the beauty of what they were creating. Tu Tien would point out new flowers or spot potential problems, while Jack would talk about his vision for expansion or improvements they could make next season. Tu Tien became an avid photographer during these walks, documenting every type of flower with her phone. She captured the delicate yellow tomato blossoms in macro detail, the bold orange gold of the pumpkin flowers, the subtle beauty of the corn tassels. She started a digital album that chronicled the farm's transformation day by day, week by week. By month 3, the flowers had done their job and fruit began to form. It started small. Tiny green tomatoes no bigger than marbles, baby pumpkins the size of tennis balls, developing corn ears barely visible beneath their protective husks. But Tu Tien could see them all, and each discovery brought fresh excitement. She would call Jack over to show him every new development, no matter how minor it seemed. The potatoes were the mystery crop, since their development happened entirely underground. The only indication of what was happening beneath the soil was the health of the foliage above. When the potato leaves began to yellow and die back naturally, the signal that the tubers were mature, Tu Tien could barely contain her curiosity. "Can't we dig up just one plant to check?" she begged Jack multiple times. "Patience, Em," he would say with a smile. "The plants will tell us when they're ready. Trust the process." Weather challenges tested their resilience during this growth phase. A week of unusually heavy rain caused water to pool in some low spots, threatening to drown the roots of their plants. Jack and Tu Tien worked frantically to dig drainage channels, redirecting the water away from vulnerable crops. They worked through the rain, soaked to the skin, but determined to save their plants. Then came a period of intense heat and drought that had Tu Tien worried sick about losing everything they'd worked for. The automated irrigation system worked overtime, but even so, some plants showed signs of stress. Tu Tien set up temporary shade cloth over the most vulnerable sections and increased watering frequency. She would wake up multiple times during the night to check on things, losing sleep to her worry. You have to rest," Jack told her one night when he found her preparing to go out to the fields at 2 a.m. "The plants are stronger than you think. We've given them everything they need. Now we have to trust them to do their part." His calm confidence helped ease her anxiety, and sure enough, the plants proved their resilience. When cooler weather returned, they bounced back quickly, showing remarkable recovery. By the end of month 3, the farm was a riot of developing produce. The tomatoes had begun their transformation from green to yellow to red. The pumpkin's skins had taken on their characteristic orange hue. The potato foliage was almost completely yellow. Harvest time was approaching fast. Tu Tien stood in the middle of the farm one evening, slowly turning in a circle to take in the full view, and felt her eyes fill with tears. All the research, all the hard work, all the worry, it had been worth it. They were on the verge of their first major harvest, and the abundance visible in every direction exceeded anything she'd dared to hope for. The morning of the first major harvest arrived with perfect weather. Clear blue skies, comfortable temperature, and a gentle breeze. Tu Tien was up before dawn, too excited to sleep, preparing baskets and boxes for the bounty they were about to collect. Jack joined her shortly after, equally energized despite the early hour. They ate a quick breakfast, both too anxious to get started to sit still for long. "Tomatoes first?" Jack suggested, and Tu Tien nodded enthusiastically. They walked to the tomato section where hundreds of clusters of bright red fruit hung heavy on the vines. Tu Tien reached for the first cluster, and the tomatoes came away from the stem with a satisfying snap. She held them up to the morning light, admiring their perfect color and firm texture. Look how beautiful they are," she exclaimed. They worked together systematically, moving down each row, carefully selecting ripe tomatoes while leaving those that needed a few more days. The baskets filled quickly. 1, then 2, then 5, then 10. The tomatoes were uniform in size, deep red in color, and absolutely perfect. When they finally stepped back to count, they'd harvested over 200 kilograms in just the first picking. "Gioi kwa?" Jack praised, using a phrase that meant "you're so talented." Tu Tien beamed with pride, her face flushed from exertion and happiness. They took a celebratory photo together, standing behind their mountain of red tomatoes, both grinning like children on Christmas morning. Next came the pumpkins, and these proved to be the true stars of the harvest. The vines had produced enormous fruits, each one weighing between 10 and 15 kilograms. They were so large that Jack had to use a wheelbarrow to transport them from the field to their storage area. Tu Tien couldn't stop laughing with delight as each new giant pumpkin was revealed beneath the leaves. "I can't believe we grew these. They're bigger than my head," she kept saying. They counted 50 massive pumpkins in that first harvest, with more still growing. The pumpkin's skins glowed with that perfect orange color that signals peak ripeness, and when they knocked on them, they produced the hollow sound that indicated good flesh development inside. Jack and Tu Tien were exhausted from moving all that weight, but they couldn't stop smiling. The potato harvest was like a treasure hunt. With every thrust of the garden fork into the soil, golden potatoes tumbled out, sometimes 3 or 4 from a single plant. Tu Tien actually squealed each time they uncovered a particularly large specimen. "It's like digging for gold," she exclaimed, holding up a perfect smooth potato that gleamed yellow in the sunlight. They dug plant after plant, filling basket after basket, until they'd accumulated over 300 kilograms of beautiful potatoes. The corn harvest brought its own special joy. The ears were full and heavy, their kernels plump and evenly spaced. Tu Tien couldn't resist peeling back the husk on one ear to check. The kernels were bright yellow, and when she pressed one with her thumbnail, sweet juice squirted out. Taste this," she said, breaking off a few raw kernels. The corn was so fresh and sweet it was almost like candy. They harvested over 500 ears from their corn section. Beyond the major crops, they also brought in abundant harvests of other vegetables. The leafy greens were crisp and vibrant. The peppers had ripened to brilliant red, and the eggplants were glossy purple and perfectly shaped. When they finally stopped working and looked at what they'd accomplished, their entire yard was covered with baskets and boxes of produce in every color imaginable. Jack and Tu Tien sat down right in the middle of this abundance, dirty and exhausted but happier than they'd ever been. They looked at each other and started laughing, the kind of deep, joyful laughter that comes from pure satisfaction and accomplishment. "We did this," Tu Tien said, her voice full of wonder. "We really did this." "We did it together," Jack corrected, pulling her close. "Every single bit of this is because we worked as a team." Their first call was to Mother Ly, Tu Tien's adoptive mother. When the elderly woman arrived and saw the incredible harvest, tears streamed down her weathered face. "Con ơi," she said, using the term of endearment for a child. "I'm so proud of you both. This is a miracle." She walked among the baskets, touching the vegetables gently, overwhelmed by the abundance. Jack and Tu Tien immediately began sharing their harvest with neighbors and friends. They loaded boxes into their truck and drove around the community, giving away fresh vegetables to anyone who wanted them. The reactions were unanimous. Everyone praised the quality, the flavor, the obvious care that had gone into growing such perfect produce. "This is better than anything in the market," one neighbor exclaimed. "And you grew it all organically? Amazing!" That evening, Tu Tien prepared a special feast using only vegetables from their own farm. She made a rich tomato sauce from scratch, a creamy pumpkin soup seasoned with herbs from their garden, crispy fried potato wedges, and corn on the cob grilled to perfection. Every single ingredient except salt and oil came from their own land. When they sat down to eat, Jack raised his glass of water in a toast to Tu Tien, who worked harder than anyone I've ever known. To this farm, which exceeded every expectation. And to us, may we always remember that hard work and patience bring rewards beyond measure. Tu Tien clinked her glass against his, her eyes shining. "Kung suk kung fan boy ket qua," she said. A Vietnamese saying that means, "Hard work never betrays its results." She took a bite of the tomato-based dish and closed her eyes. This tastes better than anything I've ever made. I think it's because we know exactly where every ingredient came from. We know the love that went into growing it." As they ate, they discussed plans for the future. They would plant another crop immediately, taking advantage of the remaining growing season. They were considering expanding even further into unused land. Tu Tien had been approached by several people about selling her organic vegetables at the local market. Maybe that could become a small business. She was even thinking about starting a YouTube channel dedicated to teaching others about organic farming and sustainable living. "Whatever we do next," Jack said, "we do it together." This harvest proved that when we work as a team, there's nothing we can't accomplish. As night fell, they walked out one more time to look at their farm. The moon was full, casting silver light across the fields. The remaining crops swayed gently in the evening breeze. Flowers released their evening fragrance. Everything was peaceful, productive, and perfect. Jack and Tu Tien stood hand in hand, taking in the beauty of what they'd created. Not just vegetables and flowers, but a life built on hard work, mutual support, and genuine love. This was more than a successful harvest. This was proof that their partnership could weather any challenge and produce abundance in every season of life. From barren, empty land to a thriving paradise bursting with life. Jack and Tu Tien's transformation of their farm is nothing short of miraculous. But as we've watched their journey unfold, we've seen that miracles aren't really magic at all. They're the result of vision, dedication, back-breaking work, and unwavering partnership. Every tomato, every pumpkin, every potato represents hours of labor, moments of doubt overcome, and the beautiful truth that the earth rewards those who care for it properly. This harvest is about so much more than vegetables. It's a testament to what two people can achieve when they share a dream and commit to making it reality together. It's proof that patience pays off, that organic methods work, and that there's profound satisfaction in growing your own food with your own hands. Jack and Tu Tien didn't just grow crops. They grew confidence, competence, and an even deeper love for each other through shared challenge and triumph. What will their next season bring? Will they expand even further? Will Tu Tien's teaching channel inspire others to start their own farms? Will their organic vegetables become known throughout the region? Only time will answer these questions. But one thing is absolutely certain. Whatever Jack and Tu Tien put their hands to will flourish, because they bring love, dedication, and teamwork to everything they do. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey from empty soil to golden harvest. If this story inspired you, if it made you want to grow something with your own hands, or if it simply reminded you of the beauty of hard work and perseverance, please show your support by hitting that like button right now. Subscribe to Ly Tu Tien Review so you never miss another chapter of their amazing story. We have so much more to share with you. Leave a comment below telling us about your own gardening experiences. Or let us know if you'd like to learn specific farming techniques from Tu Tien. Your engagement means everything to us and helps more people discover these inspiring stories. Share this video with anyone who needs motivation, who loves farming, or who believes in the power of dedication and love. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you're always first to know when we upload new content. Remember, whether you have 2,000 square meters or just a small balcony, you can grow something beautiful. All it takes is a seed, some soil, water, sunlight, and most importantly, love and patience. Until our next video, take care of yourselves, nurture your dreams, and never underestimate what you can achieve when you commit fully to something you believe in. See you soon.